with a focus on the abdominals today. We are going to start with footwork from Reformer. Taking the hands behind the head, inhale, and as you exhale, curl up and extend the legs away and bend them back in. The legs are in turnout, heels together, toes apart. And each time you extend the legs out, I want you to really press the abs down so that there's no arching of the back. And the abs are from the base of the ribs to the pubic bone. So that whole central channel really engaged. Second part of footwork now, flexing the feet, curling the toes, pressing out and back in. As the legs go out, feel the head press back into the hands. So that whole back line is very active. Keep going like that, using the exhale to anchor through the pelvis. Last position, flexing the feet. Legs are tight together and in parallel here. Extending out and bending back in. Making sure that each time again you've got that whole central channel of your torso anchored and pressing down, really cinching in that waist. Rest the head down, slide the legs away, we'll prepare for roll up. Arms go back, ribs down, flex the feet. Arms and head come up, and as you reach forward, squeeze your abdominals. Roll the spine down, reaching through the heels, connect the top of the abs down as you reach the arms back, lift on the inhale. Squeeze the abs out as you exhale. 3 pulses there, wheeling back down. And again, anchoring down in the ribs as you take the arms back. Lift up, light with the upper body. Squeeze the abs, reaching forward. Each time going a little bit deeper. Make sure you're holding on with the back of the legs as well as you take that reach forward, so that you get a really good compression of the abs and an opening out of the back line of the body. Rolling back down again, inhale, lengthen. Take the arms down by the side, roll the spine all the way up, and let's go into rolling like a ball here. So let's see if we can really connect the abs in this particular exercise by thinking of lifting the tailbone as you go back and pausing just on the base of the spine as you come forward. So not overshooting, not coming onto the sits bones, so that we're keeping in that nice active position. From there into single leg stretch. So again, with a focus on the abs today, I want you to keep absolutely still in the center. No rocking from side to side, elbows are high, shoulders are down, legs are reaching from your strong center. Can you imprint the abdominals any more to make sure that you're really connected? Pause the legs there into our next exercise. Double leg stretch, curl the upper body up, squeeze the abs out, reach the arms forward and pull the legs back in. Reach as you inhale. Exhale everything as you pull the legs back in and lift the tailbone as the knees come in so you get that full squeeze of the abs. We're really looking to engage the abs here. Shoulders are down, squeeze and lengthen. And squeeze and reach, no arching of the back, making sure the whole spine stays imprinted. Rest the head down. We'll go into crisscross, taking the hands behind the head, curl up and rotate. We'll hold it there to see if you can just engage those abs a little bit more, feeling the opposite hip anchored. Twist to the other side, and again really feel you're rotating from your abdominals here. Legs are strong. And rotate. Exhale, exhale, exhale. Come to center on the inhale, staying curled up nice and high. Shoulder blades off the floor here, and you're rotating armpit to knee. Twist, 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 and center. And let's go again nice and slowly today so we can really feel the connection of the abs. Resting the head down. And so we can feel the low abs really connecting. Take your arms down by your side, fold your legs up and extend them to the ceiling. As you draw the tummy in, flex the feet and point, and flex and point. Anchored down in the upper body, breathing deep, wide breaths into the rib, not into the belly. Reaching the heels up as you pull the tummy in. Just moving at the ankles, a lot of work here in the abs. From there, tick-tock, take the legs to the side and center. To the side and center. I like to inhale and then exhale, use my abs to pull my legs back to center. Rotating the head the other way is an option, but keep the shoulders balanced. There's no rotation in the shoulders here. It's ribs down towards the pelvis. Bend the knees back in, come up to sitting, and we'll prepare for saw. So the heels are going to reach forward here, arms extend out to the side, rotate, pulse 3 times, lift up on the inhale, rotate, pulse 3 times. Imagine your legs are in cement, so there's no movement in the lower body, and it's the abs that are working to twist you round. Come to center, grow nice and tall, and again, exhale and really see if you can twist those abs a little bit more. You should feel a stretch across the back hip because you're really grounded down through the opposite leg. Good, come up to sitting. And again, rotate. See if you can go a little bit further, reaching that back arm back. And now let's come onto our front for some swan prep. Taking the hands either side of the shoulders, stretch the legs out behind you, rotating the inside thighs up. Pubic bones into the bench, shoulders are back as you lift on the inhale and lower down on the exhale. As you lift up, bring your abdominals with you. This should feel really nice, stretching out what we've just worked. So it's not letting the tummy hang down, but rather picking the abdominals up and feeling the stretch all the way down through the legs. And rolling back down. And again, think of the breastbone going forward as you lift the chest up into drop catch. If it's good for you, you're going to swing down and up. Swing down and up. The legs are completely active here, as though you've got some string attached from your heels to the back of your head. So your shape doesn't change. You're just rolling down and up. And down and up, each time getting a little longer from the head to the feet. Coming back into a rest position, sitting on the heels, rounding the spine, engaging the abdominals here. From there, come to lying on your back, and we'll just take some spine curls to prepare for our bridge position. So make sure your feet are hip width apart, shoulders are wide. As you exhale, you're going to wheel the spine up, breathing in at the top and exhale to roll the spine down. Now see if you can initiate this coiling up with your abdominals, stretch the knees forward, soften through the chest, the ribs, and roll the abs down to release the pelvis. And again, coil, pelvic floor, low abs, mid abs, reach the knees, stand into the legs, and fold one leg up, and then back down. Fold the other leg up, don't change the weight on the feet, don't change the weight on the shoulders. So nice and strong through the core. And feeling like you're hugging your spine with your abdominals, particularly as you exhale, really engage through that midline. Standing firm into the leg that stays on the ground to make sure that you don't dip the hips. Lots of work in the hips and in the center here. And finish your last one. Wheel the spine down and just let the spine settle for a couple of breaths. Letting the pelvis release, roll up to sitting, and let's take some rotation with the twist. Heels are forward, arms are reaching, sit tall as you rotate, pulsing twice, come to center, and rotate and come to center. So imagine your arms are stuck in that position with a big pole behind them. And I want you to pivot from your low belly all the way around. So this is really abdominal work here. Your legs are strong and stable. They're not moving. The heels don't shift apart. The arms don't move. It's really the twist from your center. Emptying the lungs and refilling the lungs to get taller each time you twist. Relax the arms as you prepare for jackknife. Taking the arms down by the side, fold the legs up. Reach the legs up. Take them over and up and wheel the spine back down. Connect through the abs as the legs go away, no arching. Squeeze the abs to take the legs up. And then as you roll down, think of pressing the legs away from you so you really feel the back line of the legs work. The abdominals work in opposition as you're rolling down to stop you collapse. They're contracting slowly as you roll back down. You're trying to not let the legs go over your face as you roll down, trying to imagine somebody suspending your feet on the ceiling and holding them there as you wheel down. And again, taking the legs over and up, staying on your shoulders. Make sure you don't go onto your neck there, and roll the spine down. Bend the knees. Again, taking a moment to rest before we come onto our side for some side lying work. Line your back up with the back edge of the mat and take the legs in front of you. Forward and back, top leg goes forward and back. Forward and back. So here the upper body is nice and still. If you can, take your waist off the ground. so you're not letting it fall down. You're really strong through that center with a dynamic kick of the legs. So your challenge is to keep your core stable as you reach the leg a little bit further forward and a little bit further back each time. Taking the leg down, turn it out. You're going to kick it up and flex to come down. Again, as the leg reaches up, taking the heel slightly in front of the other heel helps with this. Keep your turn out and try not to let your waist collapse. The stomach stays nice and strong and long as the leg reaches up and presses down. Finally, for our little circles, taking the leg parallel again, just behind the hip, and you're keeping stable everywhere except the thigh bone in the hip socket. Pressing down through the other leg and relax. Taking our big circles now, reach the leg forward, up, around and back. Forward, up, around and back. See if you can take really big circles with the leg here and reverse, allowing the leg to naturally rotate in the hip socket as it moves around. Still lift it up out of the upper body. Into hot potato now. You're going to turn out, lift the leg up as you inhale, take it forward of the leg and beat 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Kick it up and take it back for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift it up, take it forward for 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift it up, take it back for 4, 3, 2, 1 and lift. 3, 2, 1 and lift, and 3, 2, 1 and lift, and for 2, squeeze the inside thighs, lift, 2, squeeze the inside thighs, lift, and 1 high kick, 1 high kick, forward, high kick, back, and 1 more, resting the leg down before we come on to our other side and do the whole series again. So you're supported up off that elbow. If you need to, lift that underneath waist, shoulders are down, leg comes back. Kick it forward as you inhale and reach it back as you exhale. The torso, almost like a statue, stays really still apart from the air pumping in and out and the abs squeezing as the leg goes back and pulling in as the leg comes forward. But it allows for that stable point for the leg to swing around. And then we're going for that dynamic flexibility, really active all the way through to the toes and through to the heels. Keep the breath flowing, keep the shoulders down, keep lifted off your upper body, and really important, keep that center strong. I'm going to take the leg up and reach it down. Point to kick up and reach to take it down. See if you can let the leg get longer each time it goes up and down. Keep going, lengthening the leg each time it reaches, and then we're going to take it back for our little circles, pressing down through the underneath leg, so both hips are very active here. Can you keep even stiller in your center by drawing through those abs even more? Taking the leg down, ready for our big circles now, taking the leg forward, back and down, and forward, back and down. And again, squeeze the legs when they come to the center. Taking the leg back and around. And again, reaching the leg all the way around, squeezing your abs tight towards your back, lengthening your head away from your feet. Final series now, lift the leg and take it forward for 5 little beats. Kick it up nice and strong and take it just behind the ankle for 5 little squeezes with the inside thigh. Lift and 4. And lift and 4. 3, 2, 1. Try not to bounce the upper body as the leg moves. You're working your centers to stay nice and stable. And again, can you get a little bit longer from the crown of the head to the tailbone, from your hips to your toes, taking it forward and up and back and up and forward and up and back and up. Last one, hold and relax. Come onto your front and we'll take some heel beats. So rest your head on your hands, shoulders are totally relaxed, pubic bone into the bench, abdominals are lifted like you've got a little pin cushion under your belly. Lift the legs and beat the feet. And then point and beat. Turned out here, flex and beat. Inside thighs. The legs are just hovering before they lower down. And take a little relaxation pose there, stretching out through the low back. We'll take a teaser now. So legs are together, lie down on your back. Fold the legs up, take a breath in, and as you exhale, reach the arms forward, extend the legs, and lift into your teaser. We're going to lift the arms and lower. Torso and legs stay still, so lots of abs here. Try not to belly breathe, keep lifted, and lower the arms. Roll back down, leaving the legs there if you can. Sequential movement of the spine. Bend the knees and relax. We'll take another teaser, this time with the legs moving. So roll the spine up, lift the legs up, squeeze those inside thighs, lower and lift. Really keep the chest suspended to the ceiling as you move the legs. Feel the back of the legs press down and inside thighs squeeze for the legs to come up. Roll the spine down and release. Coming up for hip rolls now. Extend the legs up, take them down and around and center. With your shoulders completely stable, the legs swinging round, the abdominals are doing all of the work here as the legs reach away and as they pull back in. And now to stretch out those hips, come onto your front as we prepare for swimming. Reach the legs and arms long and away, inside thighs spinning up. Draw the shoulders down as you lift the upper body and lift the chest. Lift the legs, lift the arms, and keeping long and strong through that torso, slowly start to beat the opposite arm and legs, and then if you can, speed it up a little bit. Your hips shouldn't be moving. Your torso should be really, really still, so it's lots of work through the backs of the legs, through the inside thighs, and through the upper back. Release the body down. Bring your hands under your shoulders and we'll prepare for leg pull front, tucking the toes. Nice strong torso as you push up. Make sure you're anchored through your hands and through your feet. Your abdominals are in as you lift one leg, stretch back and forward on the heel. Place that foot down and lift the opposite leg back and forward and down. Now this really is a whole body exercise, but again, if you could think of hugging your spine with your abdominals, so really scooping and squeezing those abdominals in, staying lifted off your limbs and making sure you're not arching through the back as the legs lift one at a time, but rather stretching through the front of the hip and engaging through the back of the leg. Take the knees down and rest. And then spin your legs around and we'll take leg pull back. So with the legs in front of you, take the hands behind you, pressing down, make sure you don't lock out the elbows, lift one leg and lower down. Press down firmly on the other leg, lift and lower. And again, the abs are working here to stop the pelvis from dipping from side to side. So obviously you're using your arms and your legs nice and strong here. But again, the core plays a really important role in order that you stay stable as you lift the limb. Release the hips down and take a stretch over your legs. And we'll come up now into side kick kneeling. Arms out to the side, tip over, make sure you're nice and supported on that shoulder and that underneath leg. Take the leg forward and back, just like when we're doing our side kick kneeling. It's exactly the same. We're looking at keeping super stable, and it's a little bit more challenging because you're off the mat and you're just on your hand and your lower leg. So the abdominals are working nice and strong, as are the backs of the shoulders, as are the hips. So the whole powerhouse is working to stabilize your center as you swing the leg forward and reach it back. Swing the leg forward and reach it back. And the more dynamic the swing, the harder it is to work your center. Now into the bicycle, bending one knee, take the leg back and around. Really pressing down onto the leg that's on the floor and reversing your bicycles, trying to keep the torso as stable and still as you can. Really challenging exercise this. Reach and lengthen. And again, reach and around. Taking that leg down. And then let's come onto the other side. Pressing down through the shins as you take the arms out. Push out away from the mat as you lift that leg up. And we go forward and back. See if you can pull your low abs in a little bit deeper towards the spine. And feel the ribs also drawing towards the hips. particularly as you take that leg back to stop your back from arching. So we're really looking for lots of hip mobility and strength in this exercise, as well as our core stability. Make sure you're not sinking into your shoulders, keep pushing away from your hands. Let's go into the bicycle, taking the leg in, back and around. Bend in, back and around. So with the movement of the leg, can you draw your abs in a little bit more to keep super still through that torso? And again, reaching, pressing down through that underneath leg. You should really feel that in the supporting hip. And completing your last one. And we're going to be going into side bend now. So coming onto the other side, take the legs underneath you, lining up the hands and the feet. Lift the body up, standing strong into your legs and using the arm as a stand there. Squeeze the inside thighs and lower down. Think of lifting from your center like there's a strap around your waist, pulling you up. Stretch and control it back down, making sure you're not collapsing into the shoulder. Lift, squeeze, arm by the ear, and control the descent. Bring the legs a little closer to the hands and we'll go into the twist here. Lifting up, squeeze those legs, squeeze the hips as you squeeze your abs, twist around. Lower back down. And again we go, stable in the hips so you can really use your abs to thread through a little bit more each time. Really wringing the waist out. Squeezing all of those muscles. Take the legs round to the other side. Starting with a slightly wider stance for your side bend. As you're ready, lift up on the inhale, squeeze the legs and lower. Standing strong into your feet. I always like to think of this as a leg exercise rather than an arm exercise. The arm is there as a prop which you're lifting up off of, but it's really the waist, the torso, the powerhouse that lifts and holds you up. And lowering down. Again, narrow your stance. Squeeze the legs, stay nice and strong as you thread underneath. And lower. And again, keep the hips squeezing so that you've got a stable point to try and narrow your waist and curl underneath yourself. Lift it off the hands and feet. And lower down. We'll turn to the front of the mat now for boomerang. So take the legs in front of you, crossing the ankles. Take a C curve with the spine, squeeze the legs together and feel the abs contract as you roll the legs back. Open, close the legs, squeeze the inside thighs and lift and hold. In a teaser shape, you're going to swing the arms around, circle, pulse up and reach forward. Keeping that C-curve shape, take that whole shape over. Open, close the legs. Keep the abs strong here. As you come up to balance, take the arms back, pulse 3 times, circle around and scoop those abs in. And again, take the whole shape back. Open and close. Arms are strong here. Keep the arms strong as you float the torso up. Hold the abs strong. Open the chest and the shoulders. Circle around and down. And again. Over we go. Open, close. Curl up. Hold using your abs. Circle around and release. Bend the knees in for seal now. Pop the soles of the feet together. Hold underneath the feet. Round the spine, scoop the tummy, nice and active as you roll up, tailbone up, and roll forward, balance on the tailbone. Rolling back 3 claps with the feet, and rolling forward 3 claps with the feet. Imagine you've got little magnets on your heels, so as you open and close the heels, there's a bit of resistance there. They're not flapping around in the wind, they're actually squeezing together. Into crab, come back on your mat, take hold of the front of your feet, roll forward and get a lovely stretch through your back using your abs. As you're ready, roll back. You're going to change the cross of the legs, again nice and active. And then roll forward with control so you can come onto the crown of your head and squeeze the abs up to the ceiling. Rolling back. Change the legs, roll forward, push the feet into the hands and push the legs in towards your hands here so it's very light on the crown of the head and you're getting a really nice stretch out through the back of the hips and through the back of the neck. The abs are lifted here and that's how you get that nice stretch through the mid-back as well. Rolling back, cross the ankles, come forward, take your stretch and release. Coming onto our front for rocking now. Lying down, take hold of the ankles, press the feet into the hands and squeeze the heels in, press the feet away from you and press the knees up. And again, legs come towards you and legs go away from you. Squeeze the heels in, and as you lift up, lift the abs with you. And releasing back down. So this is a really nice stretch for those abs that have been working hard, but again, you're not collapsing here, creating too much extension in the upper back or the low back. You're rather lifting the whole front line of your body as you stretch up, engaging through the backs of the shoulders, lifting the backs of the knees, very active through the backs of the legs. Release down and take your rest position. Rolling back up, we'll come into your control balance. Lie down, taking the legs overhead, lift the legs to the ceiling, and if you can, you're going to take the arms back, either to the bench or just off the bench. Take one leg down as you press the other leg up, and change. Now keep a real eye on your abs in this exercise, and make sure there's no switching around. You're absolutely square, and the abs are really stable and drawing in as you lengthen the legs up. And as you reach the legs up, push the legs into the hand into the legs, and see how that activates those low abdominals. So very active with the limbs, with the arms, with the abs. You're not on your neck, you're on your shoulders, arms come down, and let's just take a nice, gentle, slow wheel of the spine all the way down, particularly through that low back, and bend the knees. Take a breath or two just to release the spine. And now we will prepare for push-up. Come onto your hands and knees. Spreading the fingers out wide, stretch the legs back behind you. It might be enough just to stay here. Or you bend the elbows and straighten, going forward as you bend and keeping the whole spine and body absolutely straight like a plank. Relax the knees down, take a stretch back as we prepare to go again. Forward onto the hands and knees, taking the feet back, come into your long, strong position. Use your powerhouse. Bend your elbows and straighten. Bend and straighten. One more time. Bend and straighten. Relax your knees down and release. Preparing for our final set now. Back onto your hands and knees. Stretch the legs out. Strong spine and center as you bend and straighten. 3 times. Reach the hips up and rest back. As you're ready, coming up to standing, to take some heel raises. Take your hands behind your head, come into your Pilates stance. Lift up and lower down. Imagine you're coming up against a wall, so you're really sliding up and down that back line of the body, feeling the back of the legs activate, feeling like the whole body stays up on the ceiling as you lower your heels back down. Reach your arms up and around, just bend the knees to relax. Roll the shoulders, and you are done.